In this tutorial, I'll show you how you can apply for a teacher's registration in New Zealand. So that is if you know that you're qualified to teach in New Zealand and you want to get a teaching certificate, so then you can start applying for a job. So here we go. Go on Google, type in hapori matatu, which will take you to this website, the Teaching Council. If you don't have an account with them, you will have to create one and register actually. So depending on which one applies to you, could be entering teaching in New Zealand, which is over here. First application for new graduates and overseas teachers who have not previously applied. But in my case, because I already have an account with Hapori Matatu, I will go into login. Okay, then I put in my details. Once you have signed in, this is what you can see on home. What you'd want to do is go into registration and certification. Then click apply now. And this is what you can see. So getting started, it will tell you everything that you need. So before you start, you need the following: your personal details, endorsement, teaching experience details, credit or debit card for the fee. And for teachers who are trained overseas, you might need your overseas travel records or other things, other supporting documents that might be handy. Then you go into start application. Over here, you would fill this out, these boxes, and you could go save and next, or if there's something that you want to change in the previous page, then you can go into previous. But in this case, just go save and next. Mine is pre-filled because I'd already done the application in the past. So I'm just showing you this. So just go, oh, is your postal address the same as your home address? Yes. Then save and next. Now, time spent outside New Zealand. Have you spent 12 months or more in any country other than New Zealand over the last 10 years, even if you didn't spend the 12 months all in one visit? I'm not sure if I have to do this, but let me see. In the last 10 years, actually, yes. Right, so once you have filled out the countries that you visited, when you visited, and date of departure, well, of course, date of arrival and departure, then you go into here. I will attach it as part of this application, then you upload the files. And afterwards, over here, are you applying under the Trans-Tasman Mutual Recognition Act? If you are, then click yes. If you're not, no. Then go into save and next. Now, okay, I really have to upload files here or drop files here, because otherwise it actually doesn't let me do it. Okay, so here I have uploaded a sample file. It's not an actual file actually, because this is just a simulation. I've done this before, but this is just for you guys to see, what the steps are and how easy it is or how challenging it is, depending on how you see it. Now it says you must have a current Practicing Certificate to be lawfully employed in teaching position in school. Okay, so select the sector you work in or last worked in. So if you worked in early childhood, click that. If you worked in primary, then of course primary or secondary. So I'll say primary. Then teaching in New Zealand. List your teaching service completed during the last 5 years. This includes any continuous teaching service of 6 weeks or more at the same learning center. You only need to record your teaching service up until the date you're completing this application. So click on the Add Teaching Service and it will prompt you to do this. So click Primary and put in the name of the school, your role, of course you're a teacher, just say MBS. Start date, when you started, let's say January sometime there, 30, end date, say today, and this is my current role, position size. If you are full-time, yeah, that is if you know this, but if you're full-time, it's 1.0, I think. Then create. Okay. But if it's not applicable to you, of course, then don't do it. I'm sure you can skip it. Day-to-day relief teaching. Have you completed any day-to-day relief teaching service in the last 5 years? If you have, then go yes. Otherwise, no. Teaching overseas. Have you completed any overseas teaching services in the past 5 years, especially if you're still overseas? Then, of course, yes. Yeah, and then you will have to upload it here as proof. Then go into save and next. If you have evidence that you have completed induction and mentoring overseas, you may only need to complete 1 year of formal induction and mentoring in New Zealand. So that means you have an associate teacher working with you in that 1 year. But if you did your training in New Zealand, then you will be in that program for 2 years and you're called as a beginning teacher and you'll have an associate teacher working with you and you get release times as well. So say, have you met the induction and mentoring requirements to move to total? So you could say no, or you could say yes, depending on what the endorsement from NZQA says, really. Then you go into save and next. Over here, there's a series of questions. You need to review the answer and answer the following questions. If you answer yes to any of them, you will need to provide explanations. So have you ever been dismissed from a teaching position in any country or a teaching position in any country? Yes, no. If yes, then you have to explain. Have you ever had teacher registration refused or cancelled in any country? Yes or no. Do you have any physical or mental health conditions that may affect your ability to carry out a teaching role safely and satisfactorily? No, yes or no, I don't know. Depending on your situation, really. Are you under investigation for or have been convicted of an offence excluding infringement notices in New Zealand or overseas? Yes or no. Now, over here, statements of consent. You need to review and agree to all of the following statements. So, yeah, your name there, certify that the information submitted in this application is true and correct to the best of my knowledge. I further understand that so there we go. I'm committed to values and expectations. I understand that the teaching council will retain the information. I consent that the teaching council may share relevant information. I consent to disclosing the information in this application to process my application, etc., etc. I have read and understand. I have read and understood. I have read and understand, okay. I understand that the teaching council may contact institutions, etc., etc., and I accept the following statement. And go on to save and next. Now over here, so for me anyway, in this case, I asked the principal in the school where I was going to go to work to be my endorser or my referee. So you put in their details and their email address as well, and then go into next. I can't. Oh no. Say for example, this person. So I'm just making it up. The email address is something at gmail.com. Then go into save and next. Now, which type of practicing certificate is right for me? So select your practicing certificate. Actually, it might be because I already have a provisional teaching certificate. Then yes, it's prompting me to either do a renewal of it or to move to Certificate Whakakoranga Tuturu. That's the full practicing certificate. So yeah, I'm still in my second year of my BT program, so the beginning teacher mentoring program. But yeah, I'm assuming I'm signed off, so I select move to the full practicing certificate. Then move on to save and next. So in some aspects of this tutorial, it might be that yours is just a little bit different, but in general, this is what it looks like when you do an application or a first time application or a renewal. Then go into finish and pay, and after that you can submit. So I'm just not gonna do the finishing and paying because like I said, this is just a simulation to show you what it looks like. So I'm just gonna exit from this. But anyway, good luck with your application and I hope it all goes well. And if you find any of my videos helpful, please subscribe and hit the like button too. Thank you. Have a good day.